Hello, all. How are you all? Happy New Year. Uh, Hopefully, everybody is doing good. Let me share this out to the usual places, and I'll get the oh, shoot, forgot to get copy. It's good. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Twitter, let's see what's. Okay, let's see. Let's get a link. See whether to invite some people. Copy. Wonder whether we'll get anybody in here tonight. Okay, there's the link for anybody that wants to come in. Well, in the one spot that I normally put it, or one of the spots I normally put it. Well, nobody's here yet. Do I expect anybody on January 2nd of 2024? So I got my plane ticket today to BC, or I paid for it and all that. I got to print it up still, for when I go to the airport for February 1st. I have yet to get a place to stay. That's going to be the scary part at the moment. I don't have a place to stay. So I don't know what's going to go on there. About a place to stay at the moment. So, let's see. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? So early in the morning. So as you can also see, I've got a bit of a different backdrop. I was able to move some stuff around my cousin's place, and we have where we got my computer set up in a different spot, so I can do things a little differently here. I can actually do some drawing or coloring a little easier. I haven't yet. I probably will start that in the next week or so. Do start some more coloring. Um, who knows? Maybe I'll even step my Canadian Shield 1. I have yet to hear from anybody about doing it, and I want to get it on the move. Um, I've got, I think, most of the pages, the outline of what there was, so I can work with what I have, I guess. Redoing things and all that shouldn't take too long. So what else shall we talk about? I did go see Wonka today, and I've started watching What If season two. That is. Um, I didn't even realize it's been out. It's been out. I'm not sure how many months. A few months. Hey, Jr. How are you? Princess Xena, long may she reign over us. Xena, warrior princess. How was your New Year's? Mine wasn't too bad. I wouldn't wait for the weekend, as you know, and happy New Year's to you. So yeah, I'm just sitting back. I got my ticket today to BC. February 1st. I leave at the plane takes off around 7:40 in the morning. I think it is. Let me check. Let's see whether. Uh, okay. Let's see. Okay, so 7:50 it takes off from Toronto Airport. So I've got to be up there early, and it gets in at 10:15 in the morning, BC time, Pacific time. So trip is supposed to be 5 hours and 25 minutes. So on a Boeing 737. So how are you, JR? Let's see, let's put that up. There we go. Hi. Nothing's been said. It's okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. What shall I say? What shall I do? What's there to talk about? There's not a lot of updates at the moment. Um, let's see. Copy the invite. Yes, your audio is fine. Okay, okay. Cool, cool. Just wasn't sure. Sometimes when nobody's saying anything in the chat, um, I'm starting to get nervous about that. Let's see. I'll send a link to Sketchbook to see whether he wants and to Hero Chat. I doubt either of them are going to come on. Hey, good night, Spoon. How was my New Year? I take it you mean New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. They were fine. I went away for the weekend, I think, as I was telling everybody. Got picked up about 9 o'clock Saturday morning, um, and got back about 4 o'clock Saturday, Monday afternoon, yesterday afternoon. So that was pretty good. It was a good evening. Well, good day, good couple days. And now I booked my flight today, as I was saying to JR, to BC for February 1st. It leaves at 7:50 a.m. So that day I got to be up pretty early. My bus from Hamilton to thing takes off around 3 or 4 in the morning. Here, let me see. For the uh, I say to arrive by. Let's see if we say arrive by 6:30. If we can do it a little later. I gotta leave. Got to get the bus at 5:10 in the morning downtown. So that means I got to be out of where I am by 4:30 the latest, and it gets me to the airport at 6:20. You're still in Hamilton? Yeah, right now I am. I have no place to stay. The place that I wanted to stay that was going to be cheap, apparently you can only stay 21 days at a time, and at that point it's like $5,000 for 21 days. And I'm like, I don't think so. It was showing like $200 for um, 30 days. It's a little ridiculous. Apparently during the winter you can only stay 21 days at this place. So I've got to actually figure that out in the next month or so, or less than a month technically, since in a month from now I will be in. Oh, thought you moved to New Brunswick or somewhere else for it. Oh no, no, like Chicago. Chicago is that far away? I don't know whether it's that far away from me. I guess it is, but it isn't. No, well, Vancouver is going to be far away from where I am. It's going to be the Canadian West Coast, but that, of course, isn't until the end of the month, beginning of February. Yeah, it is what it is. How was your New Year's Eve? Good night, Smith. And how was yours, JR? Or Elk, should I say? And guys, make sure you're hitting the like button, sharing it out to any social media that you might use. Oh, going out there to get a union job making movies. Well, I might try to get as an extra or something on something. I don't know. It is a thought, though, for sure. I'm not even sure how I would get to be an extra on a TV show or a movie that they're doing on set, sort of set out there. My holidays were cool garbage. I got sick. A bunch of buttholes at work showed up with COVID before the holiday break. Oh, sorry to hear that. Uh, well, I wasn't suggesting you become a movie star. There are other jobs like key grips and such. Yeah, yeah, true. Oh, I forgot. I told you I drank one 3-year old beer Christmas Day and was sick as a dog for 3 days. Yeah. Well, you said that about drinking it, but we were talking the next day, so you didn't. You never got to say that it was 3 days that you were sick. So afterwards, because Tuesday was Boxing Day, and I'm just doing my second Christmas model kit from China, and that baggie of parts is missing. Oh, lovely. So in a month from now, I will, instead of being 2 hours ahead of you, JR, I will be an hour behind you. Uh, you know what's bonkers? I drink so little alcohol. I had a 3 Earl Moscow Mule in my fridge. Everyone got me alcohol for Christmas. Yeah, people love to give people gifts that like that. You know, like not that I've gotten alcohol. Well, when I was doing the newspaper a few years ago, we were given alcohol by some of the customers as a Christmas gift instead of money. Sometimes some sort of candy type things that with black workers in we'd never eat or alcohol. The first one I was found though a Leopard AV7, the most up to date version. Is that a plane? What is that, JR? Liqueur. No, they weren't liqueur. They were just, uh, well, we got a bottle of like w- wine or some sort of wine or whatever. I don't know. Ukraine only has AV4s and AV6s. Okay. Are they planes, tanks? What are they? Elric? Not Elric. Elk. JR. Leopard main battle tank. Oh, okay. Cool. A buddy of the channel who was on more often, um, called what's Mallet. He would like that. He used to play World of Tanks a lot on his channel. I've played it a couple of times. So I've decided another way to get a lot of my clothes out there, that especially that I have here, is I'm gonna wear 4 or 5 t-shirts or 5 or 6 t-shirts on top of each other, and 3 or 4 pants. We're going out to Vancouver on the plane. That way I can put other stuff on my backpack. Is this not mallet? No, Elk of Antioch is not mallet. That's JR, and not JR from Dallas. Good night, Spoon. It's time to say good night. Why do you want to say good night to your spoon? Oh, what is it? Oh, um, Mallet went by. No, he went by JP. And as you can see, I got a different setup in the background. Helping my cousin get things in order. I finally got her a table set up in her kitchen, that thing. So I'm able to put my computer on that. I might actually be able to start doing some Canadian color, Canadian shield work on it. Of course, I'm going to start over from the beginning. So yeah, there's some updates for that. Not sure what other updates I can make. Oh, well, yeah. As I was saying earlier too, I went and saw Wonka today. It was actually pretty good. It was entertaining. It was more of a musical. There was a lot of musical numbers in it, which I wasn't expecting. I would say, um, because I've never thought of the Chocolate Factory as musicals, but I guess there was some musicals in the Johnny Depp version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Uh, and also, I watched Justice League and the Ruby thing, part two, today. It was interesting, I'll say. It wasn't half interesting. Not sure how much I liked it. I wasn't paying attention. There's a new Willy Wonka. Yes, it's just called Wonka, and it's a prequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Um, Unlike the book that there comes after Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, called Charlie and the Big Glass Elevator. Yes, Wonka's been out for about, I don't know, 2 weeks, 4 weeks. And I started watching season two of What If? What's Justice League Ruby? too. Um, there is a anime, I guess that's what you'd call it. Ruby RWXY or BY or something like that. Uh, there was they did a crossover between that and Justice League. They did it in two parts. RWB. Yeah, RWBY. I know it's pronounced Ruby, or I think it's pronounced Ruby. Hey, Finity Avengers. Hey, Mike, how are you? Dropping into like and share, say hi. The 1973 version of Willy and the Wonka had a number of musical pieces in it. Oh, okay. That sounds like a terrible movie. Yes, it was not the best. The first part wasn't too great. I wanted to see the second part. It's not like I paid for it. I went on the high seas. Yeah, I know it's pronounced Ruby, but I don't know why it's pronounced Ruby like that. But Goodnight Spoon spelled it that way, but it's not spelled that way. But how are you, Mike? How was your New Year's? As you know, I kind of got a little bit of your stream, not long, because I didn't want to waste too much of my wit. But I was able to get in, say Happy New Year to your stream on Sunday, New Year's Eve. The four letters in the title represent the names of the four main characters. Okay. I can get that, but it's still, I wouldn't, pronouncing the W like a U, I'm not sure whether that seems a bit weird. Robbie? Robbie? Ruby? I'm not even sure how you would pronounce that without. Anyways, because no real vowels in RWBY, which is probably why they pronounce it Ruby because U is the closest vowel to W. W can sort of look like a U. I don't know. How was your New Year's Eve, Finity? I'm not sure what to say, what to do. There's not a lot to say and do. Are you broadcasting through Discord? No, I'm on just on StreamYards. If you want to come on, I can send you the link, Mike, through Facebook. Speaking of dumb movies, are you going to see Beekeeper? I don't know. I haven't even seen a trailer for it. I've seen a poster. That's about it. I'm sending you the link if you want to come on through Facebook. Well, the StreamYard link to come on in Facebook, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Is that a link to the whatchamacallit, the trailer? Good Night Spoon? Hey, Mike.
Hey, Rick. I figured I could more easily and more directly answer your questions there than just typing out everything. So that's why I
Yeah,
said come in for a few minutes. So yeah, RJ was able to join me on Sunday, and then we had Wayne Klingman come in, so we had a good show. Grant probably a little shorter than usual, like hour 40, but still, I think we still
yeah,
covered a lot of what we were doing. And then, of course, the last couple of days, getting into 2024 here and kind of excited with now we're into 2024, being able to look at like this day in each history for like stuff that ends in fours and nines, basically, as opposed to threes and eights. So,
yeah,
uh, but yeah, tonight, one of the big stories on the anime side of things that a lot of people have been covering is the whole localizer translators issues.
yeah,
Because it was announced last week, Bushy Road Works, which publishes the Ancient Magus Bride manga over in Japan.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
planning doing a simulpub where they're going to use kind of a hybrid or a combination of AI translation and human editors. Um,
okay,
Now, a lot of this there's a couple of reasons for this. One of the things they claim is they're hoping that in doing this, they can kind of trying to curtail some of the
yeah,
piracy issues, in terms of maybe some of the fan subs and all that, in doing it. Um, But the other aspect is, I think, as and even when I was covering the Bleeding Full article on the subject earlier tonight, as I was pointing out, I think I think some of the people over in Japan, particularly the creators, are finally have had enough with some of these
yeah,
Western localizers, basically using their works to reinterpreting their work to push an agenda. You know,
yeah,
and you had a lot of localizers and translators coming out. Um, you know, and of course I've covered it. Piggybacking the coverage off of people like
so
Flash, Hero Hay, and so that's a big story.
localizers is people like the big companies, like I say, Sony, doing or hiring some
A
companies.
local a localized you can either term is interchangeable. So localizers, translators. Okay, these are the people who, in essence, translate manga and anime from the Japanese to English.
Yeah,
Okay, they call them localizers because obviously they're translating for the local audience. But particularly here in the West, one of the big issues over the last few years here is that a lot of these translator localizers have sat there and tried to and basically have you know one of the things they basically had no business doing, reinterpreting what the original creators were saying in their properties to push an agenda.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably Jamie Markey, who's an ADR scriptwriter for Funimation / Crunchyroll. She's one of the ones who basically was going after Vic. Got him fired from Funimation as well. She has a couple more infamous examples. One of which was inserting a Gamergate reference into the anime Prison School. And then the other one that she was known for was a line from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, the anime there. In the original Japanese, a character asked, like the main character, or took notice of the fact that, oh, you changed your outfit. Why did you change your outfit? And in the original Japanese, the main character said, oh, I just basically wanted to do something a little different, change it up a bit. What do you think? That was the original Japanese. Okay. What Jamie Markey did when she translated it, she decides to put in the line about patriarchal societal norms. In other words, the character asked her, I noticed you changed your clothes. And she goes, well, I was just sick and tired of dealing with patriarchal societal norms, And then when she, of course, from, one of the coverages, when she's been confronted, and if you confront some of these people about it, you're an ist or a foe.
Yeah. Good Night Spoon saying, is Anime Guy, which I think he means you, Mike, reading the chat? No, I don't think he was reading the chat, except for when he was in it. And then he asked to ask you why they made a RWBY movie when the studio claims not to have enough money to make season 10.
I
would give two answers
because I don't follow RWBY as much. RWBY, even though RWBY's actually, as I understand it, RWBY is even though there's some anime influence in there, is actually produced here in the States. Okay. I do know Vic Mignogna was a part of it earlier on, but after the creator of RWBY and the original founder Rooster Teeth passed away, this goes in some ways. This goes back to the Vic. If you guys know anything about the Vic Mignogna situation, let me just kind of remind everybody what that was. So Vic Mignogna was a longtime, well-known dub voice actor with Funimation, ADV, and out here in LA. Among the roles that he would do included, he was the English voice for Broly in the Dragon Ball franchise, Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist, Ikaku Madarame in Bleach. So, and back in 2019, when just after the American premiere or the North American premiere of Dragon Ball Super Broly, then a lot of the allegations that had been kind of under the radar over the years about him being a creep, him being a P word, and all that were cut, and him allegedly assaulting two of his co-workers, Jamie Markey being one of them, and Monica Rial being the other. This is when that's when the whole thing with the whole idea of cancel culture was coming into vogue.
Yeah. Although cancel culture, in a sense, under different names, has been around for a while. But I was going to say, I would say two things to that. One, for that question. One, I do not believe it costs as much money to make a single movie of about 2 hours or an hour and a half than it takes to make 8 or 10 episodes or more of animation series.
Well, okay. Well, first off, he was never actually charged. So this is where it gets a little tricky. Okay, the way everybody reacted, a lot of people who were against him were saying that it proved his guilt. But first off, there was no criminal trial involved. He was not actually charged with any crime. Okay, what happened is they were making a lot of these accusations online. They were basically defaming him. They were, so he sued Monica, Jamie, Monica's boyfriend Ron Toy, and Funimation for let me see if I remember all the charges. There were like four or five charges. I think defamation, torturous interference. Let's see, interference with contracts, conspiracy. Now the evidence is all on his side. A lot of things they were citing as, again, a lot of it was just he was never found guilty. First off, he was never brought to trial criminally. He sued them, but ended up losing the suit, due to some missteps made by his lawyer. Okay, the evidence is more or less on his side, though.
Yeah.
He got found. He lost his defamation suit. Ended up having to pay them like $1,500. So
yeah, but he lost that more just because some papers weren't filed in time.
Right, exactly.
It costs more money, Rick. Does it cost more money to make like an hour and a half movie than it does to make 10 episodes? How long is Ruby season? Not that you would know.
I wouldn't know that either. That's not something I usually pay too much attention to myself. But
let me see. Let's find out how much. Yeah.
But going back to Jamie Marchi too, and just to kind of talk about just the kind of person that she just generally is. Okay. As I said, being a script writer, so one of the things that we were reminded of again, because I guess Yellow Flash and Hirohei had covered this before, and I didn't see it before, but I saw it this time around covering. So at a convention a few years ago, she was asked about her translations of things, and the first words out of her mouth in defending her reasoning for these translations was, "I have a vagina," and not my problem that you can't get laid. That was her response to people having issues with the way she reinterpreted somebody else's work. Okay, even when, in fact, one of the points I made when Yellow Flash and the points I made about it when Yellow Flash and Hirohei and Vera Dark covered it earlier today, one of the comments I made in Vera and Yellow Flash's video is, considering that in her reasoning that she was the one who brought up, it wasn't the question, it wasn't anybody else. She was the one who just outright volunteered, "Oh, I have a vagina, and it's not my problem that you're not getting laid." She was the one who initially brought that up, and I kind of made an observation. Considering that those are the first things that out of your mouth, in terms of defending your reasoning behind why you would reinterpret this original material as you would, it would make you kind of wonder if maybe there's a little projection going on there. That may, y'all have to kind of wonder when that's her response, if maybe she's not happy with her sex life,
Yeah.
Not that it's really for us to get into Jeannie Marchi or any woman's sex life for that matter. That's their own personal business.
Yeah.
But when you sit there and you put it out there like she did, you open yourself up to anybody, commenting on it. You did, granted, I
Yeah.
don't. I always think in giving any critique, you should always try to be respectful of people. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Uh,
why That's why you notice when I talk about it, I speak of it in a way that. But so Jr's got something that he wants to. Yes. Let's see. Vic got
bad legal advice. Nick Rekieta got Vic to hire a corp lawyer or crap lawyer. I'm not sure which one he means. Who missed a
corporation lawyer, I guess.
or it could be crap lawyer too. Either one.
Yeah.
Who missed a filing date and lost 200,000 or so in opposing legal fees on top of his own. Vic ended up owing the legal fees of chicks he sued. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, it's disappointing that now now granted, Ty does have a lot of clients. Some people were saying maybe he wasn't as experienced in this line, but yeah, I mean there was some incompetence there, especially at the end there. Him missing the filing deadline. That shouldn't have happened, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
And as for Ruby, the season 9, which is the latest season, had 10 episodes. And the most any season had was 16, which was the first. Otherwise, the most were 12, 13, or 14. And I was going to say the other thing for that is DC probably footed a bit of the bill because, their characters are in it too. JR says big vagina rules the world. That's why conservatives that attack trans women are on the wrong side. Trans women are the only white men in 80 years to be declared more oppressed than white women.
mm-hmm. Yeah, but basically, just in how I explained that about Jane, that shows you the kind of person she is, though. Um,
Ty is a corporation lawyer, no experience with defamation, I think, said Jared. They have the same owner. Oh, maybe, yeah. I guess he means DC and Ruby.
yeah, I think Rooster Teeth and DC are both under Warner Brothers Discovery umbrella. I think is what Good Night Spoon is saying there. Because Ruby's production company is called Rooster Teeth, and again, due in part to, and Rooster Teeth was another one of those companies that let Vic go because of the allegations. Now, again, mind you, Vic was not. First off, he was not brought to court. In fact, going back to Jamie for a moment, her story, and I called BS on this story quite a bit because according to Jamie's statement, right? According to Jamie's statement, supposedly why the two of them were basically waiting to go to work in a lobby in a lobby at Funimation. That's when Vic was trying to that's when he yanked her hair and whispered something quote unquote sexual in her ear. Now I press X down on that because the way they described it sounds like a reception area, which and apparently it's about 5 o'clock in the evening, and the two of them are the only ones in this reception area. And I press X down on that because I would think that even at that time that happened back supposedly in 2011, when that happened, and And I would think there'd be at the very least a receptionist there and or security guard who would have corroborated the story if that in fact happened.
Yeah, well, they could have went to the washroom or something like that. Who knows? But yeah,
No,
yeah,
they never said that. No, that them going to a washroom or anything like that
no,
was
I mean
never said.
the receptionist.
Based on how she said it, it had happened in the reception room, basically
No,
in
no,
a
no,
public
no, not
area.
Mike. I meant the receptionist or the security guard. If there was them around, they could have went to the washroom. Not Vic or this other woman.
Um, Again, there would have probably been one or both of them there, um, but I press X to doubt because
Yeah.
even if it is the case they went to the as you call it washroom or what we'd call it here in the state bathroom, somebody grabs your hair, right? Somebody grabs your hair, you're gonna scream. You're gonna like let
Yeah,
out some kind of scream. So
for
they would
sure.
have heard it come running out. If this happened as Jamie put it, we wouldn't be here now talking about it because it would have been dealt with back in 2011. Because somebody would have seen this happen or seen this happen or heard it happen. Even if you want to go with the idea you're putting there, oh, maybe the receptionist went to the washroom. Okay, as soon as she heard Jamie scream, "Ah!" that receptionist would have been coming right out.
Yeah,
And
that's well, depending on how.
and then they would have been, Vic would have been being taken to jail because all that would have been going down then.
Well, there's two
Okay?
things to that. Depends A on how loud she screamed, and B, how long Vic pulled the hair, if he pulled it, which he probably did. There's a lot of things, and I'm not saying he did by any stretch of imagination. I'm just playing devil's advocate a little bit. And hello, sketchbook. Let me see, answer. Read these
Well,
things.
we're
Good night.
talking about Jamie Markey and going back a little bit on the Vic situation there, but it was stemming from some of Jamie's more recent stuff in regards to her ADR script work in terms of reinterpreting original people's work to push an agenda. That's basically what was going on. What was
Good night. Spoon says they've made many poor financial decisions for public relations while they burn their own studio to ground. Is that for Ruby? You're talking about for that? Good night, Spoon. The other thing I was going to say for the Ruby too. Also, even if they're owned by their own studio, maybe it's to try and shed some light on Ruby with DC. You get some DC people, like DC characters, to watch it. Maybe they'll get interested. Maybe it's trying to get money to them. JR says, why did oh, Spoon says, did you know Kevin Smith gave out weed? I didn't even think I knew he smoked it one way or another. And JR says, why did he give up weed? Doctor ordered about his heart attack. Good night, Spoon says, I think it was more so people in his life.
Tonight's phone saying possibly Vic wasn't married at the time, but he was in a long-term relationship with actress Michelle Specht, and she more or less backed Monica and Jamie in that situation. They did end up breaking up after but I think they had been in a long-term. Actually, they may have broken up even sooner than that, though, from what I've seen. So,
yeah. As for how goes the job hunting, I stopped putting out resumes last week, mid last week, sketchbook, because I was planning on buying a ticket this week, which I have, to go to BC, and for hopefully a couple months, in some ways hopefully for good. If I get a job out there while I'm there, I'm going to continue to stay there. If not, I'm going to come back. So now I just got to get myself a place to stay with out there. I bought the ticket to BC earlier today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've lived with two obviously absolutely 12 hour a day pot addicts. One of whom was baked all day driving a cab. It was addictive as hell. Cool. Hopefully it goes good. Yes, hopefully for sure. Goodness, Spoon says, my understanding is all corporate overlords, Time Warner siphons off any profits and lays off a percentage of the workforce. Well, obviously they siphon off the profits, but the question is if they're making these things are making money at all.
All right, Rick. Well, I have some other things to do here, but thanks for having me on for a few minutes here.
Oh yeah, no
Um,
problem.
and I will
Thanks for
see
coming
you
on.
later. And of course, hopefully you'll be back this Sunday for,
Yeah,
we can
I
talk
should
more
be.
about this and other things as well. See if we can get people to come in and watch us talk about it with Metal and whoever else we can try to get in. I'll see
Yeah,
y'all later. All right. Bye.
later.
As soon as I can find the cursor here, of course. Uh,
Let's see. Here it says Kevin Smith's wife used to be Hollywood hot, but now she's old and hit the wall. Too late for her to get another rich husband. What is Hollywood hot? I guess it's somebody as girls that are women that are hot, super hot. Like not just tens or like 15s. Or there's tens in everyday life, and then there's tens in Hollywood. A 10 in Hollywood would be like a 50 for everyday people. It's super hot. Hot enough to be in a movie and marry a rich man, or Simi Valley hot. Not hot enough to be in porn. Oh, that's Simi Valley. Simi Valley. So, Sketch, how was your New Year's? How goes things for you? Did I send you a link? Can you come on? Do you want to come on? Yeah, I sent you a link on Twitter if you wanted to come on. Dillard put a link out for an off-air hangout. Pretty good, just very busy. So what would a 20 look like if there's a 15 on a scale of 1 to 10? I don't know. My PC is buried under junk. No problem, no problem. I don't know what a 20 would look like. I guess that's doubly hot. Doubly hot. Okay. Good night, spoon. Says porn for some reason, or a teardrop or something important. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Simi Valley is Port of Los Angeles starlights who give up on Hollywood or run out of money and end up in porn. Yeah, or sometimes it can be actresses that had a good role, but they can't get another role. They get typecast, so then they end up like the one that I'm thinking of for that is I forget what her real name is, but she was in Different Strokes, daughter in Different Strokes. She couldn't get any real good acting jobs after Different Strokes, and she ended up going into porn, and eventually she ended up committing suicide. A 20 is a pair of twins who are both into you. I was pointing to MSB's comments. Never mind. Okay. Dana Pato. Yeah. It's a shame what happened to her. All the kids of that got into some sort of, I think, trouble. Well, I don't know about this last kid on it. Obviously, Arnold, Willis, Kimberly, I think her name was. But then Mr. Drummond got married, and his the girl that he got married to had a son. Although Willis, Todd Bridges, he supposedly came to Christ. I think the worst one, of course, was of course Kimberly, but I think the second worst was Arnold, Gary Coleman. Show a 10, then show a 15, Hollywood 10, then show a 20 if possible. The older black kid was in and out of jail. Yeah, he was, but eventually he came to his senses and got his life in order. Um, I, the short guy walked, worked as a minimum wage security guard and died from heart failure or something. Yeah, yeah. But he did some good for a while. Did good for a while. Arnold, Gary Coleman. Okay. I don't know how I would go about doing that. Well, I know how to get pictures, but I'm not sure what. I get everybody is a little bit different on that scale. Obviously, we consider it different. JR's got any input? Yeah, but yeah, definitely near the end of his life, he got down on his luck. So why the move? Looking for change. Yeah, partly my sketchbook for about 10 years now. Maybe a little longer, maybe a little less, but I think a little longer. I've sort of had a calling to. I've felt drawn to go out west, and I didn't because of my mom. and money. I probably would have went anyways without the money somehow. But I've got some money, and I've got my mom, as has died, so I'm gonna go out there, look for a job while I'm out there. Hopefully, a lot of ways I say hopefully work out. I get a job and I'll stay out there. But if after a month or two they're not working out, probably 2 months. I'd like to stay out there 2 months for sure. It's just gonna be, I'll probably have to dip into my money a lot into my money, or depends on how you define a lot, I guess. More than I'd like to. How about that? I could definitely come back here and get on the system. That's for sure. The two quarries are abysmal disaster. I'm not sure who the two quarries are. I'm pretty sure everyone would show as a Hollywood 10 would register as a 0. Haim and Feldman. Okay. Oh, go out west. Every Canadian should. It's stunning and beautiful, but Alberta is where working class jobs pay middle class wages. Ah, cool, cool, cool. Hey, Herman, how are you? Well, I'd say the original Daisy Duke, Catherine Bach in her prime as Daisy Duke, would have been definitely a 10. Um, editing, so not good. I'm waiting. I'm awaiting the science to happen. What science? Corey Haim committed suicide. Someone did this weird kick where he said if people donated 10 million to him, he would reveal who was a pedophile in Hollywood. Okay. So did the guy get the money? Not that 10 million would really last that long, especially after doing something like that. I would go somewhere where nobody would find me before I'd reveal the information. So where are you going to stay when you first go there? I have no idea at this point. I was looking at a couple places. The one place I applied to, if you will, for lack of a better way of saying, an Airbnb uh, that was a really good price. Um, Apparently, during the winter months, you can only stay 21 days, and when I was doing it for the month, it was saying like 200, but for 21 days they want like $5,000. It's like no, I don't know how that works, how it would do that, but be less for more time. Feldman said he needed 10 million to make a documentary about smart survey. Time to science, right? Let's see. Okay. Well, I can do this. Yes, I can just present, share screen. Okay, attractiveness survey. Let's get the chat here. The documentary was scheduled only accused dead people and was contradictory to previous Feldman claims. I did look at it, so it would help you share screen when you take it. Okay, how would you rank the level of attractiveness of this individual on a scale of 1 to 1, where 1 is least attractive and 10 is most attractive? Okay, so let's. Uh, okay, this is going to be a bit scrunched maybe for you guys because I want to be able to see the chat as I do this. Maybe if it don't work out, you can read. Hope it does work out. Yeah. Oh, I got 23 and me done. Have you ever done that, Rick? I don't think so. Okay, so let's see. Here it is. Part of me wants to say a 10 on this, but somehow I think there's going to be something more. I don't know. She's definitely high up there this month, so I'm going to say 9. This one's an 8 for sure. 7. Yeah, I was thinking 7 for this one. Yeah, that one's going a little lower on my list. 6. I'll give this one a 5. Yeah, yeah, an 8. I was not sure they're 8 or 9 for the last one. This one, 8. Okay, I'm not sure whether you guys are saying these numbers on the same ones as mine or not. Uh, you when you put your number for whichever one, you might want to give some sort of description. That way, I know which one you're talking about. Uh, let's- 7. Rick, slow down. Are these 1 to 10 or 1 to 15? I'm not learning anything from this exercise. Block 7. They're 1 through 10. um, Goodnight Spoon gave me this survey, attractiveness survey. So I'm supposed to be ranking all these pictures of these women from 1 to 10. So black is 7. I think that's what I chose. Oh, I went 8. Pink, you said 7. I went 8. So none of these are people who are Hollywood hot. Hey, I'm just trying to go by what that person said and how I might describe. Oh, this probably the black is what you meant. And I went 7 there. Uh, Yellow. Yeah, we have 6. Bikini. You went 8. And I think I was gonna go. Yeah, 7 or 8. MSBN. Uh, Crap. Uh, oh, Does this mean the link isn't a floral print? Eight. Wait. Eight. Okay, so 12 and 13 here aren't loading for some reason. Rick, I thought you were going to explain the difference between 10 and 15 and what a 20 would look like, but you just objected. What did you expect with this? And isn't just the 10, the 15, and 20 doing the same thing? Okay, I'm going to reload this page and see whether those 12 and 13. I'm probably going to have to redo all these too. No, I don't say 15 and 20 on a scale, finite scale. Well, I don't usually earlier. I'm just trying to think of a way to explain. I guess Hollywood Hot. Well, how about this? As you do your rating, you see whether this is Hollywood Hot or normal hot as well. I guess I might be able to do that. Okay, then let's go back up here. I'd say this is Hollywood Hot. And I think most of these women seem to be probably from Hollywood or some sort of modeling, so I'm not sure whether that works out or not. But I don't would normally say something like Hollywood Hot myself either. But so I was just trying to, I guess, figure a way of most of these I would consider Hollywood Hot. She's got some Hollywood hotness in her. This one. Well, you've got all this stuff behind this one. You know, these are maybe these are just models or something. I don't know. She's got, I think, some Hollywood hotness in her, but I'm not sure whether she's a 10, Hollywood 10. Because I know I didn't put her down as a 10. I think I put it down her as an 8 or 9 earlier. None of these are Hollywood hot. She might be Hollywood hot. I don't know how this got in here. Somebody put the wrong link. He's getting a 1 for me. I'll give a 9 to her. Some of these pictures aren't. I don't know where they got these pictures from because some of them aren't showing up. I don't know how to tell the difference for Hollywood hot or not. Okay, any guys that show up, I'm giving them a 1. Because I am not putting any guy of that. Because I do not look at guys that hot. What, my thing about not looking guys in hotness? Some ways, I'm not sure whether some of these I might have put as a 10, but the only problem with this, if you're supposed to answer everyone, I just want to see the bottom of this. Some of the, obviously, you can't finish this survey because some of the pictures aren't there. Or unless this is try this in a different browser. Just well, let's just assume all the unloaded images are male as well. Okay, so I gotta go back up to top. I gave her a 9. I gave her an 8 or a 7. Okay, so we're gonna assume all the unloaded ones are male. Like you said, that's gonna get a lot of ones for us on here, I think. I'm not sure whether that's a guy or a girl, but it's a 1 for sure for me. Hey, Alpha. Happy New Year. We're doing an attractiveness survey brought to us by Goodnight Spoon. I'm just trying to understand. No, you're trying to understand Hollywood Hot. I just happen to use a 15 as a scale number on a 1 to 10 scale, which has got you all flubbergusted. I still don't get it. I'm not sure whether I get it either. Oh, geez, I wonder who that is. He gets a 1 on my scale because I don't find him attractive at all. Thank you for completing the survey. That's it. Nothing big, spectacular about it. So, how are you, Alpha Proto? How did your New Year's go? And everybody, if you haven't, please make sure you hit the like and share this out as well. It's not a personality. There are no results. What? What are their guys on the list? I have no clue. I guess they case your woman taking it. I guess they think people are going to be objective one way or the other. Well, I wasn't. All the guys I put on one. I had a good New Year. Lots of cooking. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Well, there was, I think, lots of cooking around my New Year's, but I didn't do most of it or any of it. I think I started taking a tree down today. Cool, cool. So you want that tree to leaf? Leave. Yeah, leave. Beef. Leave. Leaf. Leave. Leaf is sort of what I was going for, but I was using a leaf. Ah, sure. Oh, as leaf. That survey was interesting. Yes, it sort of was. I'm going to drink one of my many new beers, take some cannabis, and ponder the meaning of 15. I guess you could just say, too, I guess you could think about it this way, Goodnight Spoon. They're not 100% good looking, they're 150% good looking. A lot of these ladies were not my type. I take, well, I guess you click the link that Goodnight Spoon provided. Some of them, yeah, were good looking, but I'm not sure whether they're my type, either. You know, just because you're good looking doesn't mean you're my type. That doesn't make sense. It's good that Spoon trying to set you with a lady. No, earlier somebody said something about Hollywood hot, and it's like I was trying, and not so successfully it seems, trying to define what Hollywood hot means compared to normal hot. And I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, where a woman would be considered a 10 for 50, for Hollywood hot, she'd be a 15. Some of these photos were not very good. Some had very nice faces, but I couldn't see their body. Yeah, yeah, that's for sure too. They can have a nice face, and then the rest of their body. I was prosprogatio Nassian. I'm trying to calibrate. Okay, I have no idea what that word would be. Propagandize. I have propagandize. I have propagandist. I'm trying to calibrate. Okay, I have no idea. I know I'm butchering that word, but did some of the photos not show up for you too, Awful Pro? I know some of them didn't show up for me. Oh, have you guys been following the Hamas war and the North Americans? No, I haven't. I have good internet, so they show. I have pretty good internet here. I had about 10 or more that didn't show up for me. And I tried it on a couple different browsers, and it was the same ones that didn't show. Uh, uh, yes, I'm dictating what people should consider to be attractive. 12 and 13 are two. Like 12 and 13 don't want to come up for me. I'm taking the survey now. Yeah, some pictures are not showing up. Okay. Yeah, you don't get anything with it doing it. It's just, I guess, sort of neat to go through. The Christian broadcast news has been all over the last war. Barely in the Ukraine war coverage makes it on CBN now. America's anti-Israel protests are through the roof. Yeah, there's always somebody against something. I'm sure there's some things Israel does wrong. To blindly be, I know we're as Christians we're supposed to be for them, but we can be for them, but at the same time say things they do are wrong. Something like 90% of under age 25 students despise Israel as a as an oppressive white supremacist. That makes no sense. Do they know that they're not white? Face arch raised eyebrow. Do they know like the Israelis are the same colors as the Hamas people, basically? What are their ratings? What are whose ratings? Depends on their definition of white, of what white is. Yeah. Yes, but Arabs, the Hamas people would be about the same coloring as the Israeli people. Israeli is the last European colony. Israel is the last European colony that occupied the third world land and world. Yeah, but Israel is Middle East, not European, right? I know it might be. I guess it's technically considered part of Europe continent. I'm not sure which continent it's technically on. They're considered part of it. Don't get political. Yeah, I don't want to get my channel struck for some political reason, right, Alpha? Every other European immigrant colony to the Third World Muslim ethnic really clings back to what your plans for next year. Well, don't you mean my plans for this year, Alpha? Well, my one plan is to go out west, possibly for a bit to the whole year. My plan is also to get. Yeah, it's the second day of the year. We'll forgive you if we forget. What year is it? 2024. But plans to get Canadian Shield 3 out, Snowdrift 2, and hopefully Flame number 1. The modern Israel was founded by the Asconian European Jews, even though they are a minority now. Yeah, well, it may have been quote unquote founded by them, but they may have been European Jews, but they were originally, their ancestors dated back to Jew Israel, so they were just out in Europe because they were displaced from their homeland, a couple thousand years ago. I have the feeling you'd get a straight for the nipples of a survey before you get. Any plans to include Alberta in your job hunting trip? Well, I won't say it's a job hunting trip. I'm just going to be job hunting while I'm there. As for including Alberta, um, I'm not against including it. In some ways, I've even have been thinking maybe do a month in Alberta, a month in Vancouver. Nothing works up there, then maybe head towards Alberta, Edmonton, or Calgary. I'm not sure which would be better. Everywhere the Hebrews go, they get driven out. They are nomads. Well, except for their homeland. Well, they were driven out by God because of their stupidity. We'll say. Was Frankenstein Hebrew? I don't think so. But yeah, it's. I even thought of if I go out for a couple months to thing, come back here for a couple months, and then maybe go out to Alberta for a couple months. as Ashkenazi Jews' origins are disputed. There was a Caesar or empire between the Black and Caspian Sea that converted to Judaism. Anti-Semites claim that they were, as whatever Jews are not are from not Israel. Oh, yeah, well, I guess somebody converting to Judaism is not necessarily an Israeli Jew. That's what Black Hebrews is. That's what Black Hebrew Israelis say too. But yeah, so my first thing is this year I want to get, like I said, Canadian Shield 3 started and particularly done. I got probably two, maybe Rick won't answer the hard questions. Like what? Oh, I got two people I'm looking at to do, well, technically three I'm looking at because I'm beginning to think, because as you might notice, I got a bit of a new setup here. So I might be able to get back on doing Canadian Shield 3. I was able to recover um, the basic look for the pages. And all that. So I'm having again to do it myself. And then, like I said, I got two people that I'm thinking about for doing number three. And then, of course, I have Dillard doing Snowdrift 2 when he's able to get around to that. Was Frankenstein Hollywood hot? I don't think so. And then I have Life well, Pro supposed to be working on, I went back over one of my broadcasts. Yeah, I was. Did John have to say about what did John have to say about you saving Christmas? Well, I'm not sure if he's got the package yet. He said he'd let me know when he did. Um, but a couple other people sent stuff too. I sent it a week and a half before, so that might have not been good enough to be a regular mail to get there in time with Christmas rush and all that. Hopefully, it's there like this week. It would be nice. If not, I don't know what to do. So, Uh, so, let's see. I have a follow up question. Okay. Share screen. Okay, let's see what you asked. Is John Hollywood hot? No. And I might be the wrong person to ask about that. So, yeah, as I was saying, I was able to save. I went over one of my previous broadcasts where I showed off all the pages. So there I have, like page one, page two, page three, page four, page five, page six, seven, eight, nine, all the way to page 23. And then I was also able to get the photos that I had for John Sim's apartment too. Uh, uh, I I sort of found the pages. Like I knew I had done broadcasts, like something like this, where I went and I showed off all the pages, or while I was working on it on Friday or whatever, I'd show off all the pages to everybody. So I went, grabbed it, played it on my computer, grabbed a screenshot, and then just cut it out. Does he know? I don't know. So that doesn't have all the layers and all that, but I could potentially work with it to get all the layers back there. I think that Haas to Goodnight Spoon. That Hua. But or even if I got somebody to do it, I could use those as thumbnails for them to give them an idea of what I'd want for each panel. It's good you got your pages back. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's only sort of. It's not with all the layers. I would really like to have the layers and all that. It's just, it's a way to get the backs to know what I wanted, somewhat know what I wanted in the panels and how I, arrange the panels and all that. Rick has elected you, AP, to be the foreman of telling Johnny it's not. I think John already knows that. But yeah, it's good too that I have them back, and even I have, like I said, the pictures for like inside John's apartment. John doesn't live in Hollywood. I said I don't know if he knows, but he probably does know that he isn't. Yeah, it is, honestly. Anyways, to John Stewart. uh, well, folks, think I'm going to end this. It's now 12, just after 12, and I'm getting tired. It's been great having you all here. It's great having Mike on for a bit. And I guess we will see you next week. I might start to get some other stuff done. So look out for some coloring stuff. Probably not tomorrow, probably like Thursday or Friday. So bye for now. God bless. Have a great and wonderful day. Love y'all.